Okay, let's try this again. And alright, just a quick video. I wanted to show Haladmer how my drone was going to work because we were discussing it a little bit in his chat section. So, as you can see, I have absolutely no need for iron because I've had to record this multiple times because my OBS was screwing up. So, we're going to pretend that that doesn't have a 1 in front of it and I've just got a few K. Obviously, that's not true. So, unfortunately, you will have to suffer with the fact that it is a very basic looking drone. No frills, no bells and whistles, nothing fancy at all, unless you count the lights on the bottom. It is transporting a lot of ore, so I did add probably way more downward thrust than it needs, because it's just a medium cargo container. There's a couple of timer blocks and a remote control that control everything, and of course a camera. So, if we come and we sit right here, I can show you what each of the things do. Alright, so if we look at the iron drone here, the iron drone has a remote control that is just simply running a patrol from the drill station to the approach to the drill station midway here, and then the approach to home and back to home. Each of these just has a simple this one and this one just has a simple little option to ensure that the connector block is on, and then start the landing timer block. This one also has the start the takeoff timer block because I'm not going to be there to trigger it, so it starts the takeoff timer block, and a minute later it takes off. We're going to leave it at, actually I believe it's set for 40 seconds right now, and we're going to leave it there because I already have too much iron. The park timing block just waits 3 seconds to ensure that it's done bouncing around before it tries to connect and shuts off the thrusters. And then the takeoff timer block waits, 40 seconds, and it just turns on the thrusters, disconnects, and turns on the autopilot to fly it back home. So it's rather simple, and I am being rather short with this because it's several times, and I'm not going to be surprised if it fails again. And as I said, I do not need iron. So there's this little button right here. Go fetch me some iron. I said do it. Okay, I must have hit it the first time, didn't realize it. Yes, it's already off. Now the speed is set rather slow, but you'll see it's just going to fly out here. Just pulled it out away from the base enough that it wouldn't hurt if it got altitude, because I wanted it to go above the trees, because I'm real bad about hitting trees. I didn't want my drone to be just as bad as me, which is pretty damn bad. You'll notice there are not very many trees around where my base is at. And you'll have to suffer with me because I'm not going to take the time to edit this video and shorten it up and clean it up. Nothing fancy. I don't even think I have my video editing software installed because I haven't made a video in a long time. So you will see that it will come up and connect here eventually. I'm using a mod called Ore Nodes, I believe it's called. And it's a rather nice little mod because it means I don't have to destroy the voxels to do any mining. So I don't have to deal with the lag from the voxels being edited, which is nice because that seems to cause my computer all sorts of lag issues. Now, that is just going to start pulling iron ore eventually. For some reason that does not seem to be doing it, which is strange because it was doing it a moment ago. Maybe I just don't have enough in the system yet. This was set to drain all iron, right? Whitelist, iron ingots, drain all, yeah. Strange. I will worry about that later. We're just going to pretend it worked because it worked all of the other times I recorded this. As you can see by the amount of iron I had in my base over there. So it's just going to fly back. I forgot to refill my hydrogen bottles before this take. Yes, this take. Hoping OBS is working. It's been quite a while and the layout has changed substantially. I now have a Twitch chat on my screen that I've never had before. Also a Twitch stream setup window to say what the stream is and give it a category and everything, which I thought was kind of strange. Anyhow, I'm sure you're probably more than familiar with OBS. You don't need me recounting that. So it's just going to come in for an approach. It's going to get to the approach waypoint, which is right about there. It's going to point over here. Ghost into place. Lock back up. And this should be draining this. So let's give it a look, make sure it's actually draining. It is. Yippee! One of them worked. Which is awesome. Because at least one of them freaking worked. As you can see, the plan is to have the iron, silicon, cobalt, magnesium, nickel, and even gold and silver set up to have their own stations for their own little drones, and I am torn about whether or not I want the script to control them because I don't want to have a bunch of drones running at the same time and having air traffic control issues, for lack of a better description. So I doubt that their avoid collision option is going to work good for air traffic control. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think so, so I'm just not going to risk it. So, anyhow, go back into my humble little base here, which, as you can see, I don't spend much time playing each night. I usually just get like an hour in and go to bed. So, my builds are small. Anyhow, have a great night.